Hello everyone, my name is Habum and this is my Capstone project presentation for the Data Analytics and Python cohort. In this video, I'll be discussing following topics: about me, Capstone topic, tools I use, data analytics lifecycle, and key takeaways. To start things off, a little bit about myself. I'm an Air Force veteran. I grew up in Las Vegas, and where I also got my associate's degree from College of Southern Nevada and my bachelor's degree from University of Nevada, Reno. I currently reside in Reno, where I joined this cohort. The reason why I joined this cohort is that in the past I had an opportunity to work with different data sets, and it sparked my curiosity in data and, more importantly, what sort of story you can tell with it. So when I separate from the military, I aspire to transition into a career in tech. And although I had work experience and a college degree, I lacked the tangible skills to break into this new field. So when I found out in March that I was accepted into the program, I was thrilled to get my hands on the tools that can help me do that. For my capstone topic, my topic is the cost of single-family homes in Reno. And my capstone question is, what is the average cost of single-family homes in Reno? The reason why I chose this topic is, as a longtime Nevada resident, I have always dreamt of owning a home in this state. However, before I went out and buy a house, I wanted to understand what the average cost of houses in this area was. To research this topic, here are the list of tools I used: Agile as a project management methodology and Scrum and Kanban frameworks, Jira as a sprint board and a user story tracking tool, Microsoft Excel to format the data, Python to wrangle and clean data, SQLite to store and merge tables, Git and Git Bash to manage change sets, GitHub to store those change sets, Jupyter Notebook to document all of the steps in the programming, Visual Studio Code as an integrated development environment, and finally Tableau as a visualization tool. Next, I'll be going over how I use these tools to perform my research in more details in the following slides. The first step was to finding a data set to explore, which I found at Washoe County Assessor's website. On the website, there were sales reports of properties sold in the Washoe County, broken down by each year going back to 2005. These reports provided me the insight into each listing sold in Washoe County and the necessary details to get started. Next, I used Python's libraries to perform following operations. First, I accessed the website via GET request, then parsed the HTML tags with Beautiful Soup library. Then I sorted through the parsed tags to find the downloadable links to a variable that I can use to send requests to the server. Next, I used a for loop to send multiple requests to the website to retrieve the downloadable files, then write the files onto my desktop. Once I had the files downloaded, I went through another set of operations to combine multiple Excel files into one. Although the data set was cleaned and standardized, there were still a few key components I needed to perform analysis. So I downloaded another table from the Geospatial Information Systems website that had a listing of all the zip code associated with the listing address. And I joined the tables together in SQLite. Once I had a one comprehensive file comprising of all of the properties sold in Reno broken down by zip code from 2005 and to 2022, I was ready to import the data set into Tableau to visualize the data. Project management method that we used was Agile. Throughout the cohort, we used Scrum Cycle, where each member of the group was assigned a role of Scrum team member, Scrum Master, or Product Owner. I had a privilege of being a Scrum Master for the first half of the cohort, where I led the team of Scrum team in daily stand-ups. We had a sprint cycle of 2 weeks where we held daily stand-up meetings each day to inform product owners on the status of the user story, and we used Jira board to keep track of the story points associated with it. At the end of each sprint session, we held a Scrum review and retrospective meeting, as well as a new grooming session to review our previous sprint session and plan out our next one. One of the biggest takeaway from me from this experience is it is being in an environment where we were constantly having a feed loop to improve the process. The following overlay shows all of the zip code associated with listings in Reno's municipality. And this graph shows the total amount of listings sold for their respective zip code from 2005 to 2022. And this graph shows the median cost of homes sold in Reno over time compared to number of listings sold, which shows a downward trend in between 2005 to 2008, and then upward trend in both the amount of listings sold as well as the price of median from 2011 and onward. And finally, this box and whisker plot highlights the minimum and maximum price range of homes sold in the zip code. And as you can see, there is an upward trend in the median price for the homes sold in the last 2 years, denoted by the light and the dark purple dots. Some of the other tools we are introducing in this cohort are Git Bash and GitHub, which are used to manage change set, as well as Visual Studio Code, which we use as our primary development environment, as well as Jupyter Notebook, where we took note of all of our documentation for programming, as well as Markdown. The next step of this presentation will be to include other cities within Washoe County, as well as different counties within Nevada, or even further comparing national average to the state as well. What I wish I had done better is just managing my time more efficiently, as well as implementing more statistical measurement for some of my findings, as well as looking more in depth into some of the variables that are available. Also understanding the limitation of what dataset could provide. But what I thought I've done well was just getting up to speed on different programming languages, as well as getting a hands-on with some of the different tools that we were introduced in this cohort. I'd like to give special thanks to Savvy Coders for giving me this opportunity, as well as my team and everyone that I work with in this cohort. Thank you so much.